What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Dermy Wormy, and I'm coming at you with another video. And today, and right now, we're continuing to talk about basically Sega and all their weird practices going on, and particularly again with Like a Dragon 8, the Yakuza 8, or whatever the heck the whole company, the game franchise is actually called nowadays. Yes, we're Infinite Wealth. We're talking about this whole situation because remember, shortly before the game actually started releasing, started dropping, started doing all of the stuff that it's doing right now, we ended up getting the Japan Times. I feel like I said that weird. Coming out and actually talking about how translation is now being done within the gaming industry, primarily focusing in on Sega, the parent company to all these different game companies and everything like that, in which they blatantly come out and say that they have changed how they develop the games ever since the #MeToo movement, blatantly right here, and how they have been deciding to start taking out LGBTQ caricatures, sexist cliches, how as they are developing the game over in Japan, they are going to their Western localizers, whether it's America or the Europe, and getting criticism and ideas mainly focused on things like alcohol, politics, or religion. Yeah, those three things really make me question why you guys are going around. And also remember, they have this little line: when there are people dressed in black boots and big leather coats in Europe, that could bring to mind Yahtzee uniforms. Remember that is something that's been said. But ever since this article came out, you've had people actually criticize them for these localization practices. Yeah, people actually rifled through their entire Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, actually finding feminist dialogue and everything like that being shoved into the thing, being shoved into the actual gameplay itself. And on top of that, it is actually a little bit different than the Japanese gameplay and Japanese subtitles and Japanese iterations of all this. So, and there's a reason I'm focusing in on the differences between Japan and the American and English localizations and subs and everything like that. Because you come over here, Like a Dragon producer claims localizers aren't changing their games. Really? Really? Localizers aren't changing your games? Huh. Well, he's half true in all this. He's half true. They're not the ones doing the changing anymore. Localizers aren't doing the changing. It is Japan that is doing the changing. It is Sega that is doing the changing. They are changing this as they develop it to make sure it's more akin to Western standards, to Western sensibilities, to the identity politics, social justice, woke weirdo sensibilities, not the actual player sensibilities, not the actual fan sensibilities, not the actual people that actually just want to play a good Japanese cultured game. And especially when it comes to Yakuza and Like a Dragon games, those are inherently Japanese. But you scroll down here. After the claim over a recent article claiming Like a Dragon executive producer, I'm going to butcher this guy's name again because I've read it before, Masuishi Yokiyama, is allowing changes to the game at the request of Westerners. The producer has since denied these claims. For those not aware, there was an article published by the Japan Times where various localizers outright admitted to removing offensive content in the English localizations. The game's producer has now denied localizers are changing their original work. Yeah. And don't worry, it's going to be awesome when we start dunking on this. But many representations, which were normal in Japan in the first Like a Dragon game, are no longer acceptable today. Yokiyama said, "We ask our team in the United States and Europe to read the game's script, and they tell us if they see things that wouldn't be acceptable in their country." Wait. So now you're pushing back on what you actually said there. What you said there, and also have it highlighted over here, many representations which were normal in Japan in the first Like a Dragon games are no longer acceptable today. We ask our teams in the United States and Europe to read the game's scripts, and they tell us if they see things that wouldn't be acceptable in their country. Primarily focusing on alcohol, politics, and religion, this helped cut down on the LGBTQ caricatures and sexist cliches. So, because you're doing all this, you're now saying, we're not doing this, guys. Localizers aren't doing any of this. It's not us. Well, he came out and elaborated on social media. On localization part 1, the story seems to have been misrepresented by localization, but localization does not change the original Japanese content. Hmm. Hmm. So wait, then this is inaccurate? People taking note that the subtitles for both the Japanese versions and the English versions have very different instances of like feminist propaganda and stuff like that actually being put in the game. Huh. Localizers aren't changing our stuff. Okay. I have them check to make sure there are no unintentional derogatory terms, discriminatory expressions, religious issues, etc., and then correct them with the original script. Wait. He said they aren't changing anything. But right there, you just said they're changing stuff. They're checking stuff. They're making sure we're not being too offensive. So they are changing it. They are changing it for you. You have Western localizers changing it for you. That is your exact quote right here. That is what you say here. That is what you say there. So yes, localizers are changing it. Okay. In other words, there's no difference between the Japanese version or the overseas version. All that says is, yes, localizers are changing it. Localizers are injecting Western sensibilities into your product. But again, if there's no difference, then why are the subs completely different? Why is there an entire scene where the English subs are posting a more feminist agenda and the Japanese subs aren't? Okay, so you have two instances of basically you not being truthful here. And at the same time, even in your own words, you're not being truthful. You're speaking out of both sides of your mouth. You're saying they don't do this, but we do have them check it out. And then we see even in the game that they did it. Okay, good for you. Lie to us more. For example, when it comes to proverbs, Japanese folktales, or chapter titles for Ryu ga Go, I'm going to butcher this, Like a Dragon 8, the meaning of the original material doesn't get across. So I changed the material to reflect the cultural area of each language. Why? No, legitimately, why? Why not just keep it the same way? Why not just keep it the proverbs, the Japanese folktale, all this stuff? Because then people can actually look it up and see like what the actual meaning is. People can learn it. People can actually learn more about your culture and everything. Oh, but you don't want to do that. You actually want to start changing it for other areas. Okay, well, that's not as fun anymore. There's no way that the Ryu team, which is picky, would allow them to change a character's nature or personality. But you say it right here. You say it right here that you're doing it to cut out LGBTQ caricatures, sexist cliches. You even said that you guys started changing in the wake of the Me Too movement. So are they changing? Are they not changing? Huh? What's the answer there? Avoid localization, last part. Avoid proper nouns and expressions that may offend gamers. What? Why? Why do you care? Literally, why do you care? Oh, but this is what your localizers are causing. Change phrases and derogatory expressions that do not make in literal translation to suit the cultural area. Of course, check Japan too. Oh! So they are changing stuff. Again, you're taking stuff out. You're having Western localizers change stuff as you make the game. It kind of does sound like they're, even though your team's picking everything's going on, they're retroactively changing stuff because you're blatantly admitting, hey, we took this out, we did this. Oh, okay, blatantly admit to it. It's how we've done it since Yakuza 0. Okay, let's go back to Yakuza 0 and start looking through this all. Because that's not what we've been wanting. That's not what people that like this stuff want. But you're coming out here and blatantly admitting to it. So, great for you. We're not going to buy your games anymore. Communicate Ryu ga Gotaku correctly. Localization teams are there for that purpose. But again, you blatantly say in the article that you go to them to the beginning. And you say it here, even when you're trying to clarify it, that you're going to them through the process to get them to change it, to get them to make it less offensive to everybody, to less offensive to Western sensibilities and cultural sensibilities over in America, over in Europe, over in those areas. You're blatantly admitting to it, even in your moment where you're trying to disprove it. That's the argument here. It's not, oh my God, they're changing it after the fact. No, the argument is you're changing it while you're going to them while you are making the game. That is the argument. That is why people are mad. That is why people are so frustrated. And that's why Sega had to come out and actually change their harassment policy, because they were getting berated day after day with different people calling them out, saying that this is not what we wanted. This is not what we ever signed up for. And you're becoming no better than freaking Rocksteady right now. God, that is the entire argument behind this. So even when you come down here, Yokoyama's claims that localizers aren't changing the original work needs to recall that there are already several examples in the last Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth suggesting otherwise. Not to mention that such alterations have been happening in several games via localizers for well over a decade. Yeah, 8+ years of different examples of this. Hell, it keeps happening. It keeps going on. They have blatant example after blatant example after blatant example of localizers doing this, but now you're just admitting that you're working alongside the localizers to do it. You don't care. You didn't disprove anything. You just dug yourself a deeper hole. There's also the fact that Yokoyama himself said in the article he is requesting the US team to tell him what is considered unacceptable and making changes as a result of that, which is clearly altering the original story. And he admits it here too. He admits it in every instance of this. He has admitted that he is going to the localizers. He is going to them while developing the game, taking stuff out that they seem to be offended by, that they seem to be upset with. So they are doing this. In every instance, even when you're trying to disprove this, you have just made it even more clear that they are changing it. That you're now not just changing it for the West, you're also changing it for Japan. You're also retroactively changing it and bringing these sensibilities over to Japan, which I'm guaranteeing you they don't like either. That is the biggest problem here, and the dude's still just being a hypocrite and now is digging himself a bigger and bigger hole, blatantly telling you guys that they don't care about you, that they don't care about any of this stuff. They no longer care about actually putting out a proper Japanese game. They want to cater to the Western sensibilities, and they don't care about the actual fan base anymore. They care about the woke identity politic weirdos that are going around saying, you can't do this because that's offensive. You can't do that because that's racist. You can't do that because that's going to be mean and it's going to hurt my fifis. Screw off. Put out a game based on your own culture, based on your own beliefs, based on what you want to put out in the game, and you'll actually get a lot of people circling around it, wanting to play it, wanting to engage with it, and continuing on. But hey, let this guy dig himself his own hole. Let him burn everything down that they've worked so hard for I don't know how many years now, and let people just laugh at it, because it shows you that they don't care anymore, that they don't care about you, they don't care about the fan base, and they don't care about the franchise anymore. But I'm going to leave it there, guys. Let me get your guys' thoughts on all this down in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it out, friends, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell for every time I put out a new video and go live, and I'll see you all on the next one. Bye for now.